Hello, John Carroll. I'm Chris Burrell.
Wait, no, I'm Chris Burrell.
Right. Hello, John Carroll. I'm Luis Jimenez.
I'm Chris Burrell.
And this is JCTV News.
Beyond the Headlines.
Up first, we have a story on the St. Cecilia celebration conducted by Hallie.
Hi everyone, it's Hallie Baker here. And this week I interviewed Sister Elizabeth Marie to talk about the St. Cecilia Talent Show. Let's see what she had to say.
The St. Cecilia Talent Show is a celebration of the Feast of St. Cecilia, who's the patron saint of music and the arts. And it's going to happen this year, Friday, November 18th. It'll be a morning assembly. And it's really a chance for the Dominican sisters to share our love of St. Cecilia, because we are the Dominican Sisters of St. Cecilia. And so her feast day is almost as big as Christmas for us. So this is a chance for us to celebrate with the whole school. And it's also a chance for the students to share with their classmates and their teachers the gifts that God has given them, which they should share out of a spirit of gratitude. Students can get involved in a couple different ways. So the Sodality members and officers will help to plan and even maybe help to choose the students who will participate in the talent show. Students can help Mr. Playa with the technical aspects, so lighting and scene transitions and things like that. And then obviously students can try out to participate. And the auditions are Tuesday, November 8th after school in the auditorium. And if you're thinking about participating, think about how you want to show your talent in a way that's going to give honor to God. So that would exclude certain types of performances, but not necessarily does it all have to be sacred music or anything like that. It just has to be uplifting and beautiful. So I would recommend that students practice and that they take it seriously, because some of us, myself included, are pretty tough judges when it comes to musical ability. So I would encourage them to take it seriously in honor of St. Cecilia.
Okay everyone, so make sure you come out and try out for the St. Cecilia Talent Show. It's going to be a lot of fun, so please come out.
Thanks, Holly. And up next we have Deja with the weather.
What's up, JC? This is Deja with your weekly weather. Friday we'll have a high of 88 and a low of 62 and a 10% chance of rain. Saturday we'll have a high of 85 and a low of 62 with a 10% chance of rain. And Sunday we'll have a high of 84 and a low of 62 and a 10% chance of rain. Monday we'll have a high of 87, a low of 63 and a 10% chance of rain. And Tuesday we'll have a high of 88 and a low of 63 and a 10% chance of rain. We haven't had any rain in several weeks. I wish I had a better forecast, but here's a fun fact about the weather. In Vivian, South Dakota, in July of 2010, an 8-inch hailstone that weighed almost 2 pounds fell from the sky and made 12-inch divots in the ground. Now that's big hail. Now back to you, Louise.
Thanks, Deja. Up next, we have the highlights from last Friday's super great, fantastic, ecstatic game where we beat Springville 40-7. That was the most exciting game of my time here at John Carroll. Anyways, up next we have Joe King with an interview with Deacon Doug talking about Pat Sullivan and his time here at John Carroll.
All right, Deacon, thanks for coming in and let me interview you. Can you please tell me about your relationship with Pat Sullivan and your friendship?
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I'd be more than happy to share a little bit about my relationship with Pat. We were both members of the class of '68, and as you may remember from history, that was during the time of the Civil Rights era, and in a lot of ways it was a little unsettling. And one of the things that I remember most about Pat was his congeniality, his friendship. He was one of the first students that I met here, first white students that I met, that made my being at John Carroll a good time. You know, you mentioned asking me about a story that you had heard me tell Miss Guy. And when I was here, one of my first couple of weeks at John Carroll, I was afraid. I was at the old school on Highland Avenue, and I was afraid to go to lunch. And we had a nun who came out and told me I needed to go eat lunch, and I did. And so when I got my lunch and sat down at the table, all the students at that table got up and left. And so the second day, I come in and the table's empty, and I just went over and sat down. And Pat Sullivan, along with a couple of other football players, came over and invited me to come and spend time and sit at their table. These were young men who were the kind of the elite group of the school. And it was uplifting for me to have him present himself in that way. And I've watched him and admired him over the years, and he's done that same kind of thing throughout his career as a player and student at Auburn, his time in the NFL, his coaching experiences at TCU and Sanford. And I've seen that same kind of unselfish attitude in him all along.
Deacon, thank you for telling me that great story and letting me know that Pat Sullivan was not only a great athlete, but a great human being. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be able to share a little bit about Pat. It's always a pleasure. Thanks.
Thanks, Joseph, for that interview with Deacon Doug. This past Friday, we dedicated our football field to Pat Sullivan, and now it is called Pat Sullivan Field.
Please direct your attention towards the scoreboard. Stand on your feet and join together in a big John Carroll Cavaliers cheer as we officially dedicate Pat Sullivan Field in honor of John Carroll's own Coach Pat Sullivan as a tribute to his many contributions and achievements on and off the field of play.
That's all we have for sports this week, and up next we have Noah's report.
Hey everybody, it's Noah Smith coming to you from the middle of the Sahara Desert. This week we have John Carroll versus Ramsey at Ramsey, 7 p.m. this Friday. Go out and support your Cavs. Next week we'll have seniors going off to Kairos, so please pray for them. The All Saints Talent Show is coming up. It's in November, so get ready. Next Tuesday we're going to have volleyball collecting funds for Haiti, so get the word out and show your support for everybody who's been devastated by Hurricane Matthew. And then it's the end of first quarter, so congratulations to everybody, and I hope you did well.
Thanks, Noah. And when we come back from our commercial break, we'll have a review from Will Beasley.
Seeing her coming out of the darkness like a ghost ship still gets me every time.
Are you ready to go back to Titanic?
Wow, look at her.
Get your hopes up, boyo. You don't get near the likes of her.
Don't come any closer, Roger.
No, you won't.
Why can't I be like you, Jack? Head off into the horizon whenever I please. Jack! I'm flying!
What makes you can run around with this hooligan?
It's an iceberg!
Don't you understand that there's not enough lifeboats and half the people on this ship are gonna die?
I hope you two are happy together!
welcome back. Up next, we have a review on a Star Wars film by William Beasley.
Thanks, guys. You know what I want to talk about? Star Wars. But Rogue One doesn't come out until December. So I'm going to go to the next best thing and review the TV movie event, Star Wars Rebels, Steps into Shadow. And this is basically the Season 3 premiere of the show, sort of like how Siege of Lothal was for Season 2 and Spark of Rebellion was for Season 1. And there's a bit of a time jump in this since we left off in Season 2. It's about 8 months, and in that time, Ezra's gotten taller, he's gotten a new haircut, he's gotten a bit more mature, and drawn more from the dark side of the Force. Sabine has a new haircut, but that's not really that surprising. Kanan's got a beard, which is exciting. Zeb's got a new outfit, and Chopper, well, he's Chop. I really love the way that this episode shows Ezra's journey and how far he has gone into the dark side since becoming Maul's apprentice and learning from the Sith holocron. Another one of my favorite moments from this movie event is when Kanan has his meeting with the Bendu. And I don't think Bendu is his name or his species. I just think that that's what he identifies as, since he is not Sith, he is not Jedi, he does not use solely the light, he does not use solely the dark, he uses the unifying force. And of course, the grand high point of this TV movie event is that we finally get to see a character that we have waited for so long to see. This character has been thrown around but never truly been here. And I am of course talking about Governor Price. No, I'm just kidding. No one cares about Governor Price. We get Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he was perfect here. His voice was perfect. The dialogue they gave him was perfect. I feel that it faithfully met up with the Thrawn we saw in Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy. But some things I didn't really like was the absence of a few characters, mainly Ahsoka and Maul, because Maul has been said to be the main villain for this season of Rebels, yet he's nowhere here. I mean, I'm glad we have Thrawn, but still would like to see some Maul. And also, Ahsoka, I swear, Dave Filoni, I will find out what happened on Malachor. But overall, I give Steps into Shadow a 9.2 out of 10. Back to you, Luis and Chris.
Thanks, Will. And up next, we have Kyla talking about Renweb.
It has happened to us more than once, getting the Renweb email, but some students feel that Renweb is helpful. I interviewed the students to tell me what do they think of Renweb, and here's what they had to say. What do you think about Renweb?
I think Renweb is a really good thing to have on your phone, especially because you're able to look at your lesson plans beforehand, before you go to class. You might be able to get some work done before, and you're able to look at your grades.
What do you like about it?
I know some teachers aren't really that tech savvy, so they don't like posting things on Renweb. So when they don't do that, you're not able to see your homework or lesson plans or your grades.
What do you think about Renweb?
I don't really like it because it surprises my parents with my bad grades all the time, so it's not very good.
Oh, damn.
What do you like about it?
I like to be able to check my grades earlier before, but then if it's a bad grade, I don't really want to know.
What do you think about Renweb?
Actually, I don't like it because if I forget to check it and I don't do my homework, my teachers start yelling at me saying oh, you should have checked Renweb, and then I'm like, well, I didn't, so yeah.
What do you like about it?
Well, I like that I get to see my grades and stuff. If I fail, I get to see how many points I went down, and if I did good, how many points I went up.
Renweb has both positive and negative features, but it's effective and it fits the students' everyday needs. Back to you, Louise and Chris.
Thanks, Kyla. You know what? I think we're done here.
Yep, that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. See you next week. This has been JCTV News.
Beyond the Headlines.
And another one of my favorite... Why can I not get through this? Blah, blah.
All right, everybody, this is Noah Smith coming to you from the middle of the Sahara Desert. This week we have...
You're in the Bahamas. My bad. Okay.
Luis, I have to wait like 10 minutes for him to shut up. Because you're going to hear just...
Okay, Dad, I have to go to football practice. Let's go. Let's do this.
The middle.
Luis, I have to go.
Just leave it at the Sahara Desert. Leave it there.
No, because I have to be in the Bahamas. I'll find a new image. Just leave it at the Sahara.
The middle of the Sahara.
Anyways, our very own Joseph King. Sorry, let's do that without so much pauses.
Yeah, I was on that.
Wait, let me see it one last time.
You're beautiful, okay?
Okay.
Dude, you don't need to feed yourself anymore.
Okay, but wait, what did I say? Because that sounded like perfect wording.